The older you get, the more you realize time is a very precious commodity. So let's dive right in. The first thing I learned when I turned 30 is that I should say no more often. No is a complete sentence. Oftentimes we feel the need or some sort of pressure to explain our reasons. The older I've become, the more I've realized that you actually owe that explanation to fewer and fewer people. Saying no is kind of a superpower, and it's actually not only okay, it's absolutely crucial for setting boundaries and maintaining your well-being. Number 2, imperfection is actually a good thing. Everyone isn't perfect. And when I turned 30, I realized that striving consistently for perfection is kind of overrated. If you finally hit that perfection goal that you might have, then really there's nothing else to improve and life becomes extremely boring. So in my 30s, I learned that it is okay to embrace your imperfections the same way that you might embrace the perfect parts about you. This is what makes you incredibly unique and special. Number 3, your body will change. Now this came as a shock to myself. In my 20s, I could eat whatever I wanted. I didn't have to go to the gym and I still could lose weight very, very easily. I imagined it would always be this way, but alas, I learned very quickly that your 30s come with a lot of responsibilities and looking after your physical well-being becomes increasingly important. When you're younger, your body is able to bounce back very quickly and recover nicely after an injury, for example. The older you get, the longer it takes to recover. There are certain things that I could do in my 20s that unfortunately I found out I can't do in my 30s. So be good to yourself and look after your health. Number 4, money answereth all things. Growing up, people would often misquote a verse from the Bible and they would say money is a root of all evil. That is diabolically wrong. The love of money is the root of all evil. Money is great. Quite frankly, in my 20s, I didn't really pay special attention or care too much about money. And I think it showed up in the way I related with money. However, when life, responsibilities, bills, and reality hit me in my 30s, I quickly started to understand the importance of money and the fact that yes, money does answer all things. One of the primary challenges in a relationship is money, or the lack thereof. And I believe that your relationship with this entity we call money can be the difference between living a good life or being miserable. Number 5, you may never stop caring about what people think. That is okay. You're human. And it's a baseline natural desire, especially today, to care about what people think. One way to navigate that would be to filter what we actually let in, because you will let some things in. It's inevitable. You cannot win if you don't get started. I believe that failure is never the end of the story if you keep going. It can be a stepping stone to success. So what I do now is I embrace it, I learn from it, and I grow. I move on. Number 7, your coworkers aren't your friends. Be critical and careful of what you say and how much information you give out at work. It not only shapes how people profile you, and yes, they will, it could also cause long-lasting, damaging effects or maybe even end your career altogether. I have too many stories to share about workplace perils, but I'll leave it at that on this one. The 1 hour per day rule. The 8th thing I learned when I turned 30 is that if you don't spend at least 1 hour every day building your dreams, you will spend 8 hours on a daily basis building someone else's, and that could potentially be for the rest of your working life. Number 9, do not take advice from someone you wouldn't want to trade places with. Number 10, this is a very important one. Your boundaries dictate how people treat you. I learned very quickly in my 30s that people would treat you the way you allow them to. So setting boundaries become essential for maintaining good relationships and mental well-being. Number 11, stop being too agreeable. Now, I really struggled with this one until I learned to not be so afraid to disagree. And how I overcame this was to learn to be ingratiating whilst I'm disagreeing. Continuously upgrade your skills. Lifelong learning keeps your mind sharp and it keeps your spirit young. Number 13, forgive others even when it hurts. Now, forgiving others does not mean excusing them for bad behavior. It's about freeing yourself, your mind and your spirit from resentment and pretty much freeing yourself from toxins that build up in your body when you're just so angry. Having a social life is overrated. At least that's true for me. If you're introverted like me, you can probably count the number of friends you have on one hand. However, I do heavily invest in my relationships. I don't feel like I've missed out on anything having less friends. On the contrary, I feel like having less friends has saved me from some dangerous situations in life. Number 15, procrastination is punishing your future self. The only way to get more done is to have less to do. Number 16, focus on what you can control. At the risk of stating the obvious, there are many things in life we cannot control. Letting go and trusting the process is sometimes all you can do. Some people believe they can actually control a lot of outcomes in their lives. Well, there is a behavioral bias for that, and it's called the illusion of control. Number 17, being a
virgin who can't drive
isn't cringe. Horrible attempt at an American accent. That's actually not the point. Finding your soulmate is a myth. I believe soulmates are actually made and they are not found. Relationships are hard work. Out of 9 billion people in the world, your soulmate just happened to be around you in your immediate vicinity when you two met. What are the odds of that? Quite slim. Maintaining a good relationship is demanding and it's hard. So in my 30s, I'm starting to realize that you actually need to make a conscious, intentional decision to make that individual your soulmate. Not to get too spiritual or religious or anything, but even the Bible talks about the many perils you will face in marriage. It says if you can afford not to get married, maybe you're better off, because those who get married will face a ton of challenges. So buckle up. Number 18, stop looking in your rear view mirror. I don't mean whilst driving, please keep an eye on those mirrors. The older you get, the more you realize every single moment is a precious gift. It really is. So I'm learning to cherish every moment, forget about the past. I can't change it, learn from it and move forward. Marcus Aurelius has a very famous quote, and I will paraphrase here. If you are depressed, you're living in the past. If you're anxious, you're living in the future. So live for today. Number 19, simplicity works. I will go as far as saying simplicity is one of life's best kept secrets. You get tired of being who others expect you to be. Although it's been a challenge, I'm learning to be unapologetically myself. Authenticity is so magnetic and it's liberating, and I really respect people who can just be themselves no matter what. Number 21, there is time for everything. When it's time to rest, rest. When it's time to work, work. Unfortunately, most people are always thinking about rest whilst they're working and thinking about work when they ought to be resting. Guard your attention at all costs. Turn off notifications, they can wait. Turn off the news, it's not reality. Turn off everything that seems important on the surface but actually isn't. One of my favorite YouTubers captures this point beautifully. He says, modern enslavement isn't physical, it's mental. Comparison. Now, this is a point that I'm personally still working through. Everyone's lane in life is completely different. Sometimes we find ourselves in a trap of comparing our starting point to someone's mid or end point. But I'm gradually learning to embrace my individual journey, and whilst I do that, to look left and right less often. Most limits are self-imposed. Change is inevitable, but growth is optional. And whether we choose to embrace change, adapt, and thrive is completely down to us. Number 26, some people won't like you, and that is okay. There's a famous quote that says, if everyone likes you, you are doing it wrong. I'm increasingly getting very comfortable with this point because I realized in my 30s that no matter what you do, you will never please everyone. There'll always be someone who has beef with you or just doesn't like you for existing. And remember this line, whenever you come across people like that, you cannot take painkillers for someone else's headache. That leads nicely into my next point, which I wish I knew much earlier. Nobody cares. We place such undue, unnecessary pressure on ourselves, constantly thinking that people are watching our every move, when in actuality, people are too consumed about their own lives to care. Granted, people might talk about you if an interesting event occurred, but guess what? They will eventually move on to something more interesting. Number 28, public speaking isn't as scary as it seems. I was very introverted, and to some extent I still am, so this was a very tough one for me to crack. But I started to change my approach to this when my mentor explained the concept. He said, when we engage in interactions, there are two roles. One of them is the alpha or dominant role. The other is the beta or secondary role. If we believe those we are speaking to are better than us, not in a superficial superficial way, stay with me, better in the sense that they are either more knowledgeable or more intelligent than we are, then our brain automatically assigns the alpha role to those individuals and the beta role to ourselves. But when we think about ourselves as being on the same playing field as equal, perhaps with different skill sets or different knowledge levels, this then creates a sense of calm and belonging. And he said, remember, they've actually paid either in monetary terms or with their time to listen to what you have to say. Only spending time with people who make me a better person. Quality over quantity. No one is coming to save you. Life is what you make of it. In my 30s, it became abundantly clear that I can't blame others for my problems and I can't expect my happiness to come from an external source. And a bonus point, I am still incredibly young. When I was a teenager, I thought being 20 was very old. When I turned 20, I thought being 30 was medieval. And now that I'm in my 30s, I actually feel maybe not as young as ever, but I do feel quite happy and I'm in a good place. And that, my friends, is what matters most. Thanks for watching.